Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? My name is Keisha. I am the owner of Ascendant Astrology, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I'm going to be doing my interpretation of Venus and Libra. And let me just get my notes up here because I am a mess. So, what is Venus? Venus is actually really happy in Libra because it's the natural ruler of Libra, even more so than Taurus. Taurus is the co-ruler of Libra. And so it also lives in the seventh house. The seventh house rules marriage, partnerships, relationships, all relationships, business relationships, contracts, agreements, the marketplace, real estate, even um, mentorship, counseling, and some legal stuff. It's love, money, beauty, creativity, how you attract people and what kind of people you will attract. Um, these people are all about relationships at the very highest level of this energy. But on the lower expressions of this energy, this can be people who are seen as a little bit promiscuous because they are really good at socializing, natural flirts even. But they have this knack of making people feel welcomed, comfortable. Um, I've heard man eater. You gotta go listen to that song. I think it's fucking hilarious. I don't know if I entirely believe that, but it could be this because they value relationships so much that they're on a constant search for relationships. And in that way, they kind of find themselves dating. These are serial daters until they find that right match. Somebody who's going to balance them out because Libra is the scales, and so they don't do well by themselves. Although they could do well by themselves, especially if um, they're not in the right relationships or finding the right relationships, even um, non-romantic relationships. So these people can be alone. These people do know how to be alone, depending on what other placements and aspects you have, because sometimes, again, not really on a lower vibration. These people need to be connected to somebody else. Unfortunately, these are people pleasers. Um, in relationships, these people most undoubtedly know how to make a house home. They are very submissive. They are the epitome of submissive. And so they can come off as people pleasing, or that this will be the person who sits in a relationship and makes a lot of sacrifices to prevent arguing or drama because they don't like either one. It puts them out of balance. And so if their partner says, "Hey, I want you to start dressing this way," or "I want you to start doing this way," they'll do it so that they don't have to argue. So that is a lesson for Libra people in general, Libra rising here. Um, Also, Venus and Libra people have this obviously because it's literally about the type of relationships that they would attract. Um, and so the you have to learn how to communicate what you want without feeling like everything's an argument or drama. Um, hmm, these people are very calm and collected, very down to earth. They don't rush relationships, but they don't want to take too long either. Um, mm, Very free and open-minded here. These are not jealous people. So they can have a partner who's social and is outgoing, and they can go hang out with their friends, and this person's going to be like, okay. which is just another indication that these people can be alone. Um, yeah, these are your homie lover friends. Um, these people like to have relationships where they can feel like they fell in love with their best friend. These people have a lot of options, and can become friend zone, especially for guys who have Venus in Libra, because they are surrounded by women. And some people might not trust that. Um, um, and vice versa. Venus Libra, women have a lot of guy friends. Trust me, I can vouch for that. As a Libra rising. In fact, I get along better with men than I do with women. Um, and so a lot of the times, again, you'll get a partner who will want you to cut off your social life and all that other stuff. And a Libra and Venus person who's happy in a relationship will sacrifice that and be like, okay, because they don't want no BS and they're very loyal and they want to prove that. Again, they value equal give and take in relationships. So if their partner's not going to be doing it, they're not going to do it either. Um, they love teamwork and sharing ideas and just being the social light. Anything that involves any good conversation, especially solution based here, conversations, they can really get with it. Or business. It doesn't even have to be surface level conversations, although Venus can be very surface level, but business and one-to-one communication because it's counseling. And so these people are really good listeners. They are superb at being able to sit and absorb information and then again, solution based. These people are going to give you their honest, truthful advice and opinion as to what to do and how they feel about what it is you're saying. And people tend to appreciate that about Venus and Libra people. Um, these people are the queen of situationships, again, because they're serial daters. And so oftentimes, unfortunately, they can get themselves in situations where on the lower vibration, they have a hard time saying, you know what, we tried, it didn't work, we're moving on. And so sometimes they might stay in a situation too long. Um, and it becomes a situationship. These people definitely can do poly relationships, but doesn't mean that you necessarily are just because you're a Venus and Libra people. But again, for the simple fact that you have so many different suitors at any given time, it's a thing. Um, yes, these are the socialites. These people love going out and having a good time. Um, they love the idea of being in love. Mm, but I think a really important thing to mention about this, and I think I went on a tangent in my Scorpio video because I'm so passionate about these topics. And I never really explained why that is. So let me just take the time to say, um, the reason why I'm just now doing personal astrology is because I'm not good at it. I have my Mercury in Gemini and my Sun in Gemini in the house of Sagittarius. And if you know anything about astrology, Sagittarius is world astrology. I love mundane astrology. I don't think that personal astrology is good enough. It's a good place to start, but don't stay there. In fact, if I had it my way, I would set up a short video for every one of these personal videos that I'm doing to say, you should listen to all of them, like any Gemini, right? Because we're the only ones who can consume that amount of information. And we're just curious and we're learners and we study every aspect. But I'm going to tell you why this is important to me for what I'm about to say before I move on and continue with this Venus and Libra video, is because anytime you have a transiting um, Venus and Libra, what you are experiencing is not just about you. Astrology is massive. You know, it's not just about you. Although getting to know you is better and everybody's going to learn in their own way. I really understand that. I totally get it. And good for you. But you should definitely go further and go deeper and don't just stop at personal astrology because you get yourself into a cycle. That's what that Venus and Scorpio rant was all about. If you listen to it, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself, but I didn't put it into perspective the way I really, really wanted to. It is extremely important to know when your these transits are happening. So here on this channel, I will also do videos about that as well because um even if you're not a Venus and Libra person, when Venus and Libra is transiting, you are experiencing a Venus and Libra experience. Everybody in the entire world is, right? And so back to the Venus and Libra um video and why I had to say that is because what's so beautiful about Venus and Libra is now a worldview and how everybody should be dating. If you go to any other dating website and you listen to professionals, not just fucking people, you know, ranting off and talking BS about relationships. I mean, real people who have real education and background and what it means to date. You are supposed to be a serial dater. That is how you date. But again, because we live in a society that is so contingent upon keeping us in this box, they don't want us to be great guys. And so a lot of the times you have to look past what society is going to say to you, what they have to say about you, or what the um, norm is, so to speak, and go beyond that and do your own goddamn thing and what works for you. Because when you follow the pack, we all know that's not good. It's not going to get you the results that you really truly want, which is why I feel like we struggle so much with relationships today is because we don't know how to. Who the fuck is teaching that class? And nobody's telling us how to do that. And even if we do and did know how to do that, psychologically, that conditioning runs deep. You have to undo all of that to even believe, like, shit, I've been doing this way the whole time. And I've been told if I sleep with seven other motherfuckers, I'm a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, maybe so what if it's true or not? But okay, really back to the Libra and Venus, um, Venus and Libra video, why this is so important. And I had to say that is because um, while they are going from partner to partner, they are learning what do they really want, what don't they want, and what makes them happy. And unfortunately, this is why I get so upset. This Scorpio energy has been following me because we isolate and detach so much. We are off balance, family. Okay? You cannot hide away and manifest what you want. You have to be involved with the 3D. I think the spiritual realm and the spiritual understanding of things we're not doing it right any fucking more. Okay. Um, just because you're spiritual does not mean that you have to separate yourself from everybody because somebody's trying to steal your energy. I don't give a fuck who you are and who you're connecting with. You're sharing your energy any fucking way, even if it's a person, place, or thing. So you got to get out of that mindset and get some real tools and skills when it comes to relating to other people. And they're called boundaries, folks. There are tools. This is what counseling is for. You got to get over that too. Go to counseling. Find other places and spaces who are talking about these things from different perspectives because if you don't, You are literally blocking opportunities in your life. You're doing the exact opposite of what you think you're doing by hiding away yourself. Because we learn from one another, and I know that that's really hard to say and hear for us as people, because I mean, we've just been so hurt. And, there are a lot of people out there who are just no fucking good for you. Trust me. I know Venus and Aries here. Remember, Libra rising, open enemies. This is all about your open enemies. Um, Trust me, I'm not saying this frivolously. I've thought it through. I've been hurt several times, but what Venus and Libra people learn from continuously dating other people, they know what they want. They know what they're looking for. They're not asking for permission. They're just doing it. They'll be like, oh, yeah, I know we've been dating for a bit, but see, here's the thing. I'm not happy. And you need to be with somebody who fulfills you, right? So, and not the you that's created by the principles and values of this country. That's not the same thing. Fuck this country and whatever they are telling you what to do. This is what astrology is really good for. Get to know who you are and what you want unapologetically. Okay, whatever that is. And then you go and meet those people in places and spaces where they're at and have those conversations with them. Okay, I know I went on a rant, but you needed to hear it. Okay, we all do. Even me, that's why I'm so passionate about it. Okay. They are opportunists. These are people who will date you for what you have, okay? Because that is the epitome of submission. If you put it in real mundane world terms, okay, a submissive woman wants somebody to take care of her, meaning she wants somebody who has money, who is stable, who knows what they want, and they're committed, to taking care of her and her needs, just period. Um, and that's another thing we need to rethink, because I think a lot of us have this very feminist ideology about being in relationships that we can take care of ourselves and blah, 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 blah. And don't get me wrong, it's great. Good for fucking you. Have all of that. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to having kids and raising kids, and when we look at this country and how left behind our children are because there's no submission going on here, at the end of the day, you want to blame the country, but really you need to look in the mirror and you need to address that and how much you're willing to do the right thing by your child, not because of what the country has to say. And everybody the fuck out, like seriously, fuck this country and their values, like word is born. We need to get back to our true culture and nature of who we are and what it means to be a woman because it's needed in this world. Okay. I digress. Sorry. Sorry. Somebody's gonna hate me for this, but whatever. Um, so these people can be opportunists, but again, what I like about a Venus and Libra woman is she's a real housewife. She's going to make a house a home. She's going to make sure her man's comfortable. She's going to make sure that he has what he needs. And if he has a problem, she's not going to complain when he says it. For example, if this was somebody who was dating and the guy said, you know what, I don't want to have to pay for the meal. Can you pay for it? She'd be like, sure, and maybe we can take turns, but we'll have that conversation and whatever it is between the two of you that you agreed to. Remember, it's contracts and agreements about how that relationship is going to be facilitated. Then there's balance, right? And there has to be an equal give and take with Venus and Libra people. They understand that tremendously. But you do have to be able to communicate what your needs are. Don't expect somebody to be able to read your mind, or, that can cause a whole different can of worms. But um, yeah. So they attract they are attracted to well-dressed people. These people tend to have nice facial features, or they are attracted to people with beautiful facial features. They take pride in their appearance. They do like luxury. Now, again, um, this is not something that I personally agree with. I just have to say that because as a Libra, I'm not a Venus in Libra, but as a Libra energy alone, it's important for me to say that any Libra rising people 9 times out of 10 have Capricorn in the fourth house and luxury. And that's why I also mentioned that we can be alone. Um, but it really does matter where you have all your, what other placements and aspects you have to your Venus and Libra. Um, so it's important to know that for you, but really not really. Okay. Because even Venus and Taurus, even though it's about materialism and your material possessions and what you can buy and afford, remember Venus as a planet is about the simple life, and having the essentials, the bare essentials. So this is a woman who can um turn the projects feel like a mansion. Okay. So, right. Remember that. And it's going to be different for everybody. Some people really are going to be about luxury and designer clothing. And again, like I mentioned in the Venus and Taurus, you have to have your nails and match into a T and all of that. I also do think that Libras communicate more their love language more than communicating like actual intellect is music or any kind of creative projects too. And I think I'll talk a little bit more about this in the Venus and Gemini video because Gemini actually does rule communication and it's all kinds of communication. It's not just intellect, and that's very important to know when you start to think about somebody who can be alone. If you know what you like, what your desires and passions are, how you fill up your day, which is very Gemini-esque, these people, I think, communicate more so than music than anything for me personally, but because Venus rules your creativity, this is definitely somebody who communicates through music. They might put a song on to tell you how they're feeling or to express themselves. They might not always want to talk because you have to remember Venus and Libra people do not like arguing, but that doesn't mean that they don't have feelings and they're really good at suppressing it. But again, that doesn't mean that they don't have feelings, and that stuff has to come out one way or another. And we are very creative when it comes to that stuff and figuring out problems and solutions. And I think I just so happen to think music is one of those. Um, and of course, this is somebody who's a great hostess and entertainer and makes a house comfortable again. They are very flirty, but um, this doesn't always mean that they're sleeping around either. In fact, between Venus and Libra and Venus and Gemini, most people will say they're very promiscuous, and they have a bad reputation for sleeping around. Um, Most of the times it don't even fucking get that far, especially with a Venus person. For me, Venus ruled people are fucking lazy. Nobody really talks about that aspect. Um, because as a feminine energy in general, this is a person who will do some things like a makeup or a nice, they'll set themselves up for an allure and then sit back and see what they catch in their net. These are not people who like to move. Okay, I promise you. These people are very lazy. Um, but yeah. So in saying that, I just feel like a lot of the time, sexually even, these aren't even the greatest people in bed, to be quite frank. Um, and these are this is my people who just lay down and get done type of people. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. It does really matter where Venus is. Um, because that's that submission energy. So for me personally, that's just how I feel. But I said that because I wanted to prove that Venus energy is lazy, and I don't think half the time they're making it to bet. I really don't. I think they might be in a lot of people's spaces and places and having conversations, but not necessarily that it's even getting to that next step. I promise you, it's a misconception. But everybody's going to have their own opinion. So, as usual, family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.